You are 30. Start acting your age.
How about new?
Welcome, brothers. Many women talk about men ending up alone, but no one wants to mention the large number of women over 30 without a partner. Many regret not choosing a provider beta in their youth, not wasting their prime years with the Chad. But before we begin, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. This greatly helps us reach more men who may need this content. But without further ado, let's get started.
In less than 6 months, I'm going to be 36 years old. I'm going to be 36 and I'm not married. I don't have kids. I rent my apartment and I live in a city that I don't really connect with. I'm not going to say I haven't had major breakdowns about it because believe me, I have. But you know what? In this moment, and I don't know if it's just because the days are getting longer, but I'm okay with that because I get to figure out life on my terms. I get to decide, and I didn't get to decide a lot in my life. I could still be in relationships where decisions were being taken from me. And all I can feel right now in this present moment is grateful that I'm 36 and I have none of the things that I thought I wanted.
Many women don't change their game plan in time. They end up hitting 30 and then regret it. Brothers, we see many women saying, I have my own house, I have my job, I'm financially stable, all empowering themselves. But the reality is that none of that fills the void of not having a man at home. This woman has hit the wall. We all know the wall doesn't forgive. She says she has existential crises because she thought she would be married with children, building a family at this age. But her sad reality is that she is more alone than the sun at noon on a cloudless day. Although she's grateful to be alive at 36, it doesn't equate to happiness for the decisions she made throughout her life. This woman likely rejected men who could have offered her commitment, and now she sees her window to start a family shrinking every day. A woman should prioritize getting married because she can be certain of two things in life. Her biological clock is running out, and the wall doesn't forgive.
Hi, this is a TikTok specifically for girls that are in their mid-30s. So if you're not that, please go and learn a new TikTok dance. Do whatever you want, and no, we're not too old to be on here, and that's rude. I just wondered if you ever woke up and had like a midlife crisis for no reason. I feel like I went to sleep yesterday when I was 19 years old, not a care in the world, my whole life in front of me. And now I've woken up and I'm 36 and I'm single and I don't have family, I don't have kids, and I'm running out of time and I don't know what to do about it. And that is a situation that is out of my control. And I try the dating apps and I try to go out and socialize and there are no men. So yeah, I feel like I'm having a nervous breakdown and I just wondered if anybody else felt the same or if it was just me having a nervous breakdown on my own about the fact I'm going to die alone. Yeah, it'd be really great if you could let me know. Thanks.
Brothers, women are always very conscious of their age. It's clear that this concern grows, especially when they hit 27 and above because they are in the window to get married. However, when you reach 30, you're in middle age, and when you hit 35, the midlife crises begin. They start realizing that if they don't do something soon, they'll end up alone. Now I wonder, what happened when you went to sleep at 19? Did you spend that entire year in limbo? Or did you live partying, having fun, traveling, or working? Or worse, did you give your best years to Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table except a seed? Because from 19 to 35, that's an average of 16 years, and you must have spent it on something. In this life, time is very precious. If you don't take advantage of your 20s to secure a good man or a beta provider who can provide long-term financial stability, it's difficult to find one at 35 when you might struggle to conceive. That's why, brothers, we see them trapped in their decisions. Another thing she says is that there are no men. What's happening is that men now prefer to build their own path. Many at her age prefer a younger woman. Of course, if I have to invest my resources in you, I'd rather do it with a woman who can at least assure me of descendants. It's tough, but it's the reality that the wall doesn't forgive.
I feel like I've hit a nerve with a subject on TikTok. You know, imagine being 31, single and living at home with no children. The funny thing is when I put it as a context, it was to show Like how delulu my mum is, like thinking that now's the right time to start knitting blankets. None of it was about me moaning about my situation, because I can assure you now I am very happy. I'm so content at home. I have no reason to move out. I think if I was actively dating, then it would be like a bit more of a priority, but I'm not. There's so many factors that make sense to me to be living at home. I won't go into them all because it's just boring and you don't need to hear it. But for the people that do live at home and are 30 or late 20s, early 30s or whatever age, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're happy and you're content with your situation, or even if you're not, like there's so many things you can do to change it. Nothing lasts forever. So, you know, whatever position you're in this week might be different in 3 months. I'm an optimist. I'm very optimistic. And I don't dwell on things, and I'm not offended. I'm definitely surprised. But because so many people have commented on it, I will say it doesn't personally make financial sense for me to move out right now. So I won't. And I won't be looking at properties. And if Billy Bob wherever wants to look at properties for me, that's fine. You do you, hun. Anyway, sprinkle, sprinkle. Stay happy.
Sometimes, I understand why some parents kick their kids out at 18, because if you're not at least pursuing education, then why would they still support you even when you're of legal age? I know things are tough, but beyond 30, you're still putting a burden on your parents. It's an abuse. Brothers, how uncomfortable it must be for a mother or father to see that their daughter can't establish a relationship, that she's in her 30s and has made no progress since her adolescence. Certainly, I would feel like I failed as a parent. She's not married, not studying, not financially independent. In a word, she's a total zero, nothing at all. Brothers will see this a lot. Women continuing to live in their parents' homes, watching the years go by, parents wondering if this is the legacy they leave behind. Grandchildren won't be coming, as they say, by 2030, over 45% of women will be single. Every day, we see ourselves getting closer to that prophecy.
Shock to no one that it turns out there are loads of girls that feel the same way I do about how hopeless it is being in your mid-30s and trying to date. I actually do a podcast about it with my friend Mia. We're called I'm Good Actually, and we're available on Apple, Spotify and Google. If you click the Instagram icon on my TikTok page, it will take you through to our Instagram account where you can find the links to all of our episodes and see all of our reels. And yeah, it will probably resonate with a lot of you, because we just unpack how hopeless it is, how nerve-wracking it can be to go on first dates, what it's like when you've got kids and you're trying to fit in meeting someone and dating, basically everything. And we laugh at ourselves a lot and we're idiots. So give us a listen, drop us a comment, let us know what you want to talk about in season 2, because we're going to start filming that soon. And yeah, we're all in this together. Who knew?
What good is a postcard to talk about singleness, about how it's approaching the wall? How would day 1051 of singleness start? Another day, brothers. One thing I realize is how singleness affects women, unlike men who don't have a biological clock. A man, during his singlehood, can work on himself to build his wealth, improve skills, and achieve financial stability. This is attractive because I know many men who have delayed a few years. When you see them between 30 and 40, you see them with a better physique, some with their own homes, others with good jobs or businesses. You see that many start dating, getting women aged 23 to 28 to marry even at 35. These women are happy with life because of this man. What I mean by this is that a man's best years are between 27 and 40. He has enough time to improve himself, to choose a partner to start a family. So, brothers, if you're reading this, you have plenty of time to better yourself. Don't waste it. Focus on yourself. Because these women, if they waste their best years, later they cry on social media because men aren't pursuing them. It's because they've hit the wall, and we know the wall doesn't forgive.
A woman who is over 30 and single and who wants to have a man, wants to have marriage, wants to have children, one of the things that you are going to have to learn how to do is to move out of the feeling of desperation. Whenever you feel like you are running out of time, you begin to lose hope. And what literally happens is that the things that you want move further away from you. So as long as you feel like you're missing out, you're losing out, time is going to pass you by, there are no good men available for you, you are putting yourself in the emotion and the spirit and the energy of desperation and fear, which is only going to cause you to move further away from the things that you actually want. Instead, what you need to do is learn to manage your emotions around what it is that you're feeling and that you want. So instead of leaning into the fear, leaning into the desperation, begin to practice some sort of self-care mechanism, self-regulating mechanism that you can do on a daily basis that will help you to manage those emotions, because your feelings are not facts. Your feelings, the fear, the desperation, the scarcity is attached to your social and psychological conditioning, but you can change that, right? So the key message here is that you cannot get the man, the marriage, the money, the children, the things that you want if you are thinking about them from the place of desperation within you. So you have to learn to move out of desperation, get into an abundance mindset, work on your emotional management, and then you'll be able to start thinking about things in a way that will draw them to you instead of repelling them.
This has always made me laugh. This idea that if you ask for it and align yourself with the energy, you'll manifest it. What nonsense is this? What women need to do is lower their standards because many of them face issues due to having unrealistically high standards. Some believe they deserve high-value men when all they bring to the table is their presence. Even worse are those whose beauty isn't enough to attract the men they desire. Some get approached by men, but they want the beta man, putting conditions on their love. You can be with me if you earn 7 figures, have a house, or a car. To win the prize of a woman in her 30s who doesn't guarantee a healthy child and has likely been through the hands of various chads, increasing her body count. But what does she offer you as a man who has achieved excellence, who has worked on himself? Do you think that's fair, brother? That's why you see them desperate, because the idea of manifesting the perfect man doesn't happen. It's like telling me that money will arrive at your doorstep, and all you have to do is sleep. That's why you see them going to all the places where men usually hang out, hoping someone approaches them. As I said, brothers, the theory that the majority of women will be single by 2030 is coming true. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What advice would you give to these women in their 30s? What do you think are the reasons they end up single? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.